I was arrested one time, and it was because I had a suspended license, and I got pulled over, and the guy took me in. But
when was this?
This was many, many years ago. I believe 1983. I could be a little date here.
Well, that's
maybe
when they just found out Italians were like had a little black in them.
Yeah, a little bit. He should have done something.
Weren't sure. The government wasn't sure if you were black or white. So they just, at that time, they were a little bit closed-minded.
Well, I got to tell you my experience with the police when I got pulled over. I give him my license. He comes back and goes, there's a warrant for your arrest because you had a ticket, you didn't pay it, your license is suspended. I'm going to have to bring you down. So I went, okay. I locked up my car. I sat in the front seat, unhandcuffed, with the officer for the drive down to the precinct. He sat me at the desk. I filled out some paperwork, and they let me go. That was my only arrest ever.
Patrice is giving you the look of death.
I sat in the front. People that passed by in the car thought it was take your son to work day. That's how pleasant it was. I had both hands free to, I could have grabbed a shotgun if I wanted.
People don't even have videotapes when white guys are getting arrested. It's like, nothing's going to happen.
Did you get to play with the siren on the way to the...
I was like, could you just, I think he did make a joke. He pulled out his club, because they don't drive with it. He pulled it out and put it in a little holder. He goes, hey, if you get out of hand, beat yourself with this.
He
actually said that.
As you were waiting for Mommy to pick you up at the precinct?
Mommy, I'm arrested.
Did you get to wear his hat?
I wore the hat, and I licked an ice cream cone as I waited for Sal to come to bail me out. I think my bail was $20.
That's nice.
And Sal had to come down and pay $20 because I didn't even have that on
can
me.
You relate to that?
Not even a drop. My mother used to beat me going to school like that. My mother would abuse me like anytime I was in the back of any car, it was abuse.
There was some kind of abuse happening.
Someone poking me with something.
But that's the only relationship I have with. That's the only way I could relate to being arrested. Never this. The taser. You ever been tased?
No, man. I probably would die, man. My heart ain't.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to take it.
I probably would die, man. I don't resist cops either.
No.
I try to get that verbal thing down where I can get under.
Just get everyone
people's skin.
Really you do that though?
Yeah, I really try to be. And one thing I never did was yell out the law. I learned that because growing up, I saw this dude who's like, in the bylaws of, this black dude screaming at cops the law. Let me tell you something. Chapter 12,
paragraph 8.
I have the right to look you in your eyes. It's like, you're going to get your face blown off. So I learned early not to yell the law to police.
Yeah, they know it well enough.
Let me tell you something. Chapter 648 under the Constitutional Amendment of says this, sucker.
Yeah. Bam! Right in the fucking kneecap with the club.
I have the right to stand in my own space. But you don't know that there's a law that the cops have a thing that gets around any law that you think you know.
Yeah.
It's called disorderly conduct. And all you have to do is disobey a cop's order to move.
Right.
And it cancels out all I have the right to look around. Nope.
No, you don't.
Disorderly sir, move. Let me tell you something, sucker. Over.
And later on, the charge will be dropped, and you'll get out. But for that moment, you are getting arrested, and you're going to jail.
You have to obey police for some goofy reason. You can't question, but you can ask questions. But it's like when they tell you to move, if there's something going on, that's disorderly conduct.
Then you got to
right there.
I just don't understand the whole car thing. I don't like. I guess in my whole life I'd never driven with a black person at the wheel. I never have, Patrice. Maybe we should go out and drive so I could get a little more experience. I just never have.
Patrice, I drove with Patrice once.
How was that?
It was nice.
Did you get pulled over?
No, he's got a big old car.
Yeah.
He's got to move the seat all the way back. He's pretty much sitting in the back seat as he drives his own car. I'm not even kidding. It's amazing.
And you can see Opie was a little uncomfortable, and he started to get a little more comfortable after a while. Well, you can see he was absorbing the whole...
soaking it in.
I was in the passenger seat in the front, but I had to turn all the way to the back to talk to Patrice. That's the strangest thing.
If I ever get pulled over, and I do a lot, I get pulled over a lot.
In New York?
Yeah. I speed. I pay no attention to rules, to signs, to things. I go point A, point B. I'm getting there. I don't care what I got to do.
I find that New York City cops don't pull you over often, man.
They don't a lot, but some of the shit I do is really stupid. Like, I'll drive on a fucking sidewalk. I've done it.
In the city?
Yeah. Yeah, I was going through Queens just the other day. I got over the bridge, and I'm trying to get onto the road that goes to the entrance ramp to the expressway. And the tractor-trailer decided he's going to try to turn from under the expressway overpass in Queens and couldn't make the turn. Now he can't back up because there's cars that were right on the truck's ass.
Right.
The truck is stuck, blocking every lane of traffic. The car's trying to get to the expressway.
What'd you do?
I looked. I saw there was one parking space open that revealed the curb and the sidewalk to me. So I popped the curb.
I've been in the car with Anthony. I've seen him take the curb many times.
And I drove on the sidewalk for about, I don't know, about a block until I could get around the truck back onto the road. But then I had to find another open parking space to get back onto the street, and that took me a little further than the truck. So I'm just driving down the sidewalk. And then I pop back on, and that's it.
You know, somebody knows about Anthony, like, over these few years I've known you guys.
Yeah.
When you see pictures of you guys, Anthony looks like a disturbed guy, like, you know, like one of these sociopaths, right? Yeah. But you know what? He's really an outraged white guy. Like, I never realized. It was one day I came in, he was complaining about computers and no one was customer servicing him.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, and to this story, you're just like an outrage.
You're
like,
right.
I shouldn't have to. Officer, I'm driving. How dare you? Anthony really is outraged.
You are right. I am an outraged white guy.
You are really,
and I don't even look the part. You're right.
An entitled guy. I didn't realize. Like, you look like Anthony, let's go, man. Let's get out. Let's rob this bank real quick. Come on. Why would you?
I have my assets are in this very establishment, Patrice. Why would I want to disturb?
That really was an entitled story. Now, I drove up on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah.
Because he qualified it with the tractor-trailer blocking up progress.
I have things to do, people to see.
I pay you taxes to widen the highway. This should be more highway and not sidewalk. Why?
You are so fucking right. Oh, my God, he is right.
He looks nuts.
Yeah, I look like a lunatic.
You do
You're
tell
right.
like you're entitled to
You're
drive
right.
on the sidewalk.
I got a ticket in Philly when we were in Philly. Mm-hmm. I'm driving. I don't know the area or shit. And I try to go around a bunch of traffic. There was a shitload of traffic. And I noticed one of these lanes are open. And I'm like, why is this lane open? So I get in it, and then I realize why it's open. Because it's a turn-only lane. But I don't want to turn. I want to go straight. You can't go straight. It's one way. But I noticed this halfway through the intersection. Now I can't turn. I can't go straight because it's one way. So I turn into the corner of the intersection and go between two telephone pole and a sign over a curb into a 7-Eleven parking lot and park like I'm getting a fucking Slurpee because there's a cop right in the parking lot. And I'm like, now I got to park. I can't just keep going. Now I got to park, and I get out like I'm going into 7-Eleven. And the cop goes, excuse me, hello. And I point at 7-Eleven like, yeah, I'm just getting something. I realized at the last minute.
You insulted that cop. You can't do that right
now. I know.
He has no choices at that moment.
And he wrote me up for uninspected. Because that's what I had.
Well, because you're white.
Didn't give me the rest of the tickets.
I'm learning how to like cops, though. I'm not as angry at cops as I used to be.
You got to be. Now, here's what the whole thing I was getting to is here's what you got to do, though, when you get pulled over, is be nice. If it's nighttime, boom, the dome light goes right on. I open up the glove, get out all my shit right away. And then I sit there with my the window down, both hands on the steering wheel, dome light on. And he walks up, and it puts him at ease. And then it's, yes, sir, here, sir, everything, sir.
Sir,
they come back, no problems, nothing.
But that's white guy technique. Black guy technique, I think the best way to be is a complete ass, like sarcastic. as if to go, I ain't do nothing wrong, without saying, I ain't do nothing wrong, sucker. It's more like, you roll the window down just a crack. What?
Just a crack.
What's going on, big man? Call him Chief. Just call him Chief. Just to say, if you arrest me, I'm not going to resist, but if you arrest me, it's because this is going to be racist, because I'm not doing anything wrong. All my stuff is good. And, like, you know, the thing about it, though, living in Jersey City or doing comedy gets you to meet a lot of guys. I got a lot of PBA cards, man, and I got, like, not even PBA. I got
you got the shit,
the officers of the world one. You know what I mean? So I stopped that whole police. I pull it out. I'm entitled now too.
Well, I got one of these.
I have the 2-fingered look away give. Take that with you. Take a look at that. I'm important.
See if that helps me out a little bit. That's great.
I always sarcastic the cops a little bit when I think of something.
Yeah?
You know.
All right.
I've always just had the fear of God in me when police are involved and never, ever gave them a hard time. I got pulled over once on the LIE with a case of beer on the passenger seat with 4 of them missing. Now, he knows who was drinking the beers. It's not like I bought a case with 4, could I take a case less 4?
Maybe just giving them to the toll takers.
Like, he knows I drank 4 beers and I'm driving this fucking car.
And you called him officer.
Officer. and he made me blow the breathalyzer. And he looked, and it had shown I had been drinking, but I hadn't enough in me to arrest me. But he said, I can have you sit here longer to see if you had just finished those and have you blow this again in like 20 minutes. He goes, but I'll let you go. Just be careful, drive it. And meanwhile, I'm going to continue drinking.
I was going to ask you, did you crack the next one over?
Right there, number 5.
Number 5. Here
I was on my way to the boat, so I'm going to be drinking anyway
and driving the boat.